I'm all for Christmas, all the happy smiles and the wishes, and I want it all from
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Craftmas Day 4. And today I want to show you this really cute Christmas tag kit from Stampin' Up. I got it a couple weeks ago and wanted to try it out, so here it is. It comes with instructions. I rarely stick to the instructions of any kit, really, but you can see that they're colored instructions. I'm just going to set that aside and look at the photo to these, and that's how I'm going to put them together. I end up doing the tags mostly how they're supposed to go together. And originally I was like, oh, these are really cute. Like they have the little pocket. And originally I thought that all of these tags were separate, that you put them together separate, which you could. I chose in the end, when I realized how they were supposed to go, I ended up using them together. And you'll see that in just a second. So what I like to do when I get a kit is I like to get everything out and put it in front of me so that I can see what I'm working with. I'm actually really glad that I did this because then I realized how these were supposed to go together. So you have the smaller tags that have those pockets, and then you have these larger tags, and the red ones have the Christmas tree in the middle, and then the green ones have the star in the middle, and then the like mint macaroon colored ones have a like deer. Is that a deer head? I think I'm not sure what it is. It's an animal head, basically. So you pop those pieces out, and I will show you at the end of the video what I end up having left from the kit. Because I do end up having some pieces left. I don't use the inner pieces of those tags, but you could. You could use them on more tags, or you could even use them on cards. So then these are some of the label pieces. I ended up using all of the label pieces. I did not use any of the circles. So in a second here, you'll see I'm punching out these circles. I ended up not using any of these. I just didn't like the way that I ended up putting the tags together. The circles didn't really look all that great on them. So you can save those for a later project. And then also these other pieces that I'm punching out right now, I ended up not using either of those either. I just liked my tags really simple, and it ended up working. The other thing that I added to this kit is some red and green ribbon that I had. It's actually from the Candy Cane suite of product, and I had that sitting on my desk and ended up using it. I actually like ribbon better on my projects most of the time than twine, and so I just ended up using ribbon and it looked good. Again, I'm sorry for the shaking of my camera. I meant to edit that out and forgot. This is just, I'm still getting used to these voiceovers. I'll get it. I'll catch up. So all of a sudden I realized by looking at the photo that these go together. And I'm like, oh, everything starts to click at this point. I'm like, okay, both of these tags go together. You do the pocketed tag like backwards, you put them together backwards. So then that pocket is on the back of the tag, which makes a little bit more sense and is a little bit cuter. I did not like the pocket tag that had the white inside. Like I thought it looked weird. So this makes a lot more sense and it ends up looking a lot better. So at first I'm going to try this twine and I'm just going to see. I never measure. I think the instructions will tell you the exact amount of twine you can use so that that twine lasts for all of your projects. But I just decide to try it out and see how it looks or how it's going to work. I'm sorry, I'm off camera a little bit here. So I'm going to tie a bow through this. These look really cute together. That's why I ended up just keeping them together and not doing anything separate, because I just really liked the way they looked. So once I tied a bow, the other thing that I did is I double knotted that bow so that when they are attached to gifts, the bow doesn't come off, because I think that's the worst thing ever. You do all of these tags and then you attach them to gifts and they're under the tree and they get moved or, looked at, and then like the ribbon comes off the tag. And particularly with these, because there's two pieces, you really want them to stay together. If you did I don't think a gift card would fit, but like if you did cash or you did a little note, you definitely would want those to stay together. So now I'm just going to go through and see which ones look the best. As it turns out, the photo on the front of for the instructions, um, I did them exactly that way. So with this green star tag, I did the red and black um, little other, other little pocket tag. And then for the mint macaroon colored larger tag, I did the red and green tag. So here is where I'm using that red ribbon. And I also use the green, and I did this on all of the tags. So I'm just using my little poker tool that is totally bent, I realize, looking at the video here, to get the ribbon through. And then I cut it at an angle. My tip for you is to always cut, like, leave more than you think, because you can cut off more. You can't add more ribbon. In this case, with this ribbon here, I wish I would have left that red ribbon a little bit longer. I felt like it would very easily come out. And so what I'm doing here, again, totally off camera, I'm sorry, is I'm going to take some of that green twine and I'm going to wrap it around the ribbon. And then this is just going to give it an added layer. You could do that with all of the ribbon that you put on. And for whatever reason, I was having the hardest time just tying it in a knot. Like, I couldn't get it to work. So you could do that with all of it. You could add the ribbon and the twine. I actually had some of this red and green ribbon left over, and I'm going to show you what I do with it at the very end of the video. I put together a little box, and it's really cute, and I like the idea of having this ribbon in there for next year. It's really pretty ribbon. It's in the candy cane suite, and it is retiring at the end of the month. So if you want to pick this ribbon up, you will want to make sure to do that before the end of the month. So again, oh, I put the red and green on this red tag here. So I just did the same designs. Like I said, that's on the front of the instruction kit, the photo. But you see here, I'm going to do this green ribbon, and I end up just putting both pieces through. So there's a little loop, and then bring it through and tighten it. These tags are pretty sturdy, so they're not as thin as designer paper. So they have a little bit of stiffness to them. So that's really good. And particularly the smaller tags that are behind, they're coated. So they have like a coating on them. So they're not going to rip. I pulled that ribbon pretty tight and it didn't rip. So just be careful. You want to make sure you realize that it's paper and it could rip, but you do have a little bit of ability to tighten that ribbon. I love this stamp set, and I'm going to keep this stamp set in the box at the end when I show you what I put together, because these are just really great sentiments for tags. This one says from our home to yours. There's one that says Merry Christmas. There's one that says, I think it says like a gift for a friend or something. So I'm using my larger ink pads. I'm using Garden Green, and then I'm going to use Cherry Cobbler. I end up at the end of, towards the end of the video, I just stamp all of these tags out using different sentiments, and then the different colors. I also, really quickly, because this is a kit, a Stampin' Up kit, I go ahead and I season my stamp. I have a video on why I do that and how I do it and how it can help your stamped images. And I actually end up doing this for all of the stamps in that set, just because it's in a kit, and these stamps tend to be a little blotchy when you're first stamping. And then on this one, you will notice I end up making a little bit of a mistake because my stamp is still wet from cleaning it. And so there's a little bit of moisture at the very end of my stamp, and you can see it smears it a little bit. I just left it. It's totally okay. But then I just made sure to be careful when I was cleaning it that I had it dry. I actually just use my wrist and pat the stamp off on my wrist to dry it. It's totally fine. But here's the from our home to yours. And then I'm going to set those aside, and you put the tag right on the bottom you put the sentiment right on the bottom of the tag. And like I said, there were those circles and those other pieces, and I did play around with them a little bit, but I really just liked how simple these tags were. I was able to get all of them done. I think this project altogether, I think I worked on it about 25 minutes. So it did not take hardly any time at all for me to do that. And now I have a whole bunch of tags. These are going to look really great on the teacher gifts that I do each year, which is just a box of cookies. And then I usually get the office staff a little Christmas gift. And these will be perfect. I'll just attach them right to the box of cookies and they will be done. So here are all of the tags. Like I said, I put all of mine together. I used that ribbon to do it on the top. And then you see it says from our home to yours, Merry Christmas, and a little something for a friend. And I really enjoyed the way that came together. You can see the designs peeking through the Christmas tree, the star, and then the animal, the little deer head. That's what I'm going to go with. And it turned out really good. So I like these. And then what I decided to do is to create a little tag box. And then I can keep this with my Christmas stuff, like my Christmas wrapping paper. So I added that ribbon in there because I had some left and it's perfect Christmas ribbon, red and green. I put the stamp set, the clear block, and then also the Stampin' Spot. I ended up not using the Stampin' Spot. I used my own ink pads, but now I can keep that box with my wrapping paper and I'll keep all of my Christmas tags in it. Those are all the items that I had left at the end. You could make more tags or you could make some cards. So here is the box with those items and then the tags, and I'm actually really excited to have that in my Christmas stashed with my wrapping paper for future tags, and any other tags that I have, they will all be together. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I am looking forward to being back with you tomorrow with another Craftmas video.
Well, I'm all for Christmas, all the happy smiles and the wishes, and I want it all from the lights to the mistletoe.